All right. I hope I am back in business. That was a bit of a bummer, wasn't it? That was a bit of a bummer. Uh, but I think I got the resolution thing up and running again. So that's what happens when you get yourself some new software. I'm going to experiment more with this because I might actually benefit from having a slightly big slightly different resolution, but I'm not 100% sure. So what I want to do with that. So I'm gonna take a little easy with that. Actually, let me just rearrange this. Uh, See if we can get our chat widget up if there is any chat going on. Media so chat widget, chat box. There we go. There we go. Right. Right, here we go. That should be okay. We're just gonna arrange this up here somehow like this. Um, and we will also add the cancel. Right. Uh, and then we had this sponsor banner. Right. And we did add that. Right, image set. There we go. Some info about Agile Ventures and our friends at Craft Academy. Okay, right. That was a bit of a bummer. Good morning, everyone. After some initial technical issues, I got myself up and running. So the background story is that I switched computers and I got myself into a bit of problems, a set of problems because I had the wrong resolution set on my stream, and I just switched to Streamlabs OBS, and I guess it's a good interface. It's branded for by them, but it is what it is. Uh, so here we go. Now, the subject matter of today is to work on. Um, why is this happening? So there we go. Right, to work on our software as a service platform and actually write some code together. That's what we want to do. So let's see if we can get to that. Right, awesome. New computer. So I need to create a projects folder. So I have that. So we're gonna say projects, right, and I'm gonna cd into projects, and I'm gonna go head over to my GitHub account. For that I need a browser. Here we are. Right, so let's see, we go to GitHub, and I'm gonna go to my Craft Academy Labs account. So I work there, and I have this code base called Pranzo, and Pranzo is a small software as a service platform, or this is the part of that, the front end facing part of that system. We're gonna go ahead and clone this. Let's hold on a second. There is no forks, so I should probably, let's have a look. I created this repository myself, but now that I'm okay, so we have 3 closed navigation specs. Right. Well, that's a bit of a bummer because I actually don't have the latest code here. Is this a joke, Thomas? Are you kidding yourself? You are. You are. we don't have the latest code up here. And I am on a new computer, so I need to hold on a second. Yeah, hold on. So one thing that you should always do is to make sure that if you commit, you also push up. So I'm gonna have to grab my old computer. Luckily, I have it right here, and make sure that I actually push this up. So let's see, I'm here and I have my network up and I still have batteries in this one, so that's good. Let's see if we can get the terminal up and running on this one. You can't, this one is not connected to my stream, so you can't see that, but CD projects, Pranzo, yeah, vendor can set up account, and there is no pull request on this one. That is so embarrassing. You see, because for those of you who know what I do or know me a little bit, you know that I work as a coach for a living, and one of the things I always say to my students and my colleagues and whoever asks is like, commit often, push often, make sure that you have as much as you can of your code base up in the cloud, just if anything would happen. And here I am. I have a feature branch on my old MacBook Pro that I'm moving away from, and I'm supposed to work on this code base on a new computer, and apparently up in the cloud on GitHub, my code is simply missing, which means that I fucked up. And that's not really cool. So anyway, git status on this one, and I also not only didn't push up, I also have uncommitted changes on this computer. So yay. Git add everything. Right. Git CI/am. Let's just make a commit. Missing code exclamation mark. Right. I'm just gonna say, because I can't even remember what I did on this thing. I could run git diff to check it out and so on, to take a look at all the changes that I introduced in this. I have like five files that was modified, but I can't really remember. And I'm just gonna say adds missing code. I'm gonna go git push origin vendor can set up account, and then here I'm just gonna compare this and create a pull request, right, with the base master. Here we go. Right, and there's quite a few commits on this one. I just added this is just what I just did a second ago. And okay, now it's all coming back to me. I worked on this last weekend in stream. I had a situation where I was struggling with a stub of Axios, so I am in the test environment and I want to make sure that I fetch some data, and I was doing okay on the successful run, but then I wanted to write an acceptance test that was failing. There was a 422 request or a status code returned to me from the server because I was trying to create an account. In that test case, I was creating an account that violated the unique name validation or requirement. So in this case, so what I'm working on is that, as you saw, that a vendor in the system, which is like a restaurant that actually uses the system, is supposed to be able to create an account, and for that to work, we need those business names or restaurant names or whatever you want to call this. They need to be unique. So you can't have two restaurants with the same name. And of course, you can always debate whether that's a good business rule or not. But in this case, that's the requirement. So uh, I have this test. I have this test here. Let's see. Uh, that so this is a test case where a user can set up a profile. So we do a little bit of before blocking here. You're just visiting the application, and then we are filling in a registration form. So we are intercepting. We are using Cypress to intercept a network called a post request to this particular server, and responding with a specific JSON body. This is the happy path. This is where everything works, and so we basically click on a few elements to navigate to that registration form, and then I am interacting with this form. So first of all, I check whether it's visible or not. That's okay. I mean, you can write tests like this from time to time, I guess. And then we have two sections on that particular form. One about the business info, and the other one about the user info. So the business info is used to provide some basic information about the restaurant itself that will be using this system. And so we have the business name, a business description, and so on. But we also have a primary email for this restaurant. This is like the info email or whatever, right? That we want to use. And then we have this user info, which is the data about the actual user that will use the system. So because we want to create an account for that user, so we can identify him. And so we are filling in his name and email address, and then password and password confirmation. Just it's a security measurement. I mean, this is the first iteration. We could definitely expand on this. You could have many opinions about what's going on here. But all right, so we have that, and let's see. Right. And that all worked, but then I run into some issues, and so I have this other context where you are breaking that um, breaking that unique constraint. So the restaurant name here, which in this case is the joint, which is whatever you want to say about that, but this is test data, so you can use ridiculous names if you want. And so here we want to break that constraint because this needs to be unique, and so I want to return an response saying we could not create your profile, vendor name is taken, right? And I was running into all sort of issues with this. I couldn't get that response to work for me and all of that stuff, but I managed to fix that. Actually, I managed to fix that. But so I'm going to run this in just a second to show you guys what that looks like. And for that, I need to actually clone this. But yeah, I'm going to clone this. I can work with this one as a remote. It doesn't really matter. I was thinking about forking this to my own private account and then cloning it and using this one for upstream, which is probably the better workflow if you work in a collaborative setting. But this is a solo project, even though I grab some help from people from time to time. But generally speaking, this is a solo project, so I don't really have to follow all the best practices and so on. But I'm just gonna do git clone and get this thing down to my computer. And this is a new MacBook Pro, so he's asking me for authorization, and I would say yes. That's okay. All right. Permission denied. Right, because we don't have the public key set up. Again, this is a new machine, so I need to check that out. I know how to do this, but GitHub add SSH keys. And I think, right, I need that copy, PB copy. Uh, right, because do I have, right, PB copy this now SSH folder, open your favorite text editor, copy it to your client, settings, SSH and GPT. Right. Do I have an, right, let's see. Uh, let's see. No such file and directory. Right, so I have to, oh. Right, probably need to generate a new key. Again, this is a, right, this is, right, so I need to generate a new key. And I probably need to do that off camera, guys. Sorry. It's not that I don't trust you, but, you know, I don't trust you. Well, that would be, you know, perhaps not the best thing to do, to trust you. Right. No spelling mistakes on that. I always make typos. So the reason I changed my uh, no. Right. So here we are. We got that off the ground. Back to this thing. And let's see. The reason why I changed my computer is because I've been using my MacBook Pro extensively. I code for a living. So I code every day almost. I think you can see this. You can see this here if you look at my profile on GitHub. Well, that isn't that much, but I do. My punch card looks fairly green, so I do code often. I had better years. I think in 2018 I had 2,500 contributions. So this was a bit greener. So I've been a little bit on the lazy side lately, I guess. But anyway, I've been using my MacBook Pro extensively, and for some reason I wore it out. I was like, you know, it looked ridiculous. It's the shift and the control or command key was worn out, and some of the keys on my keyboard was like double dipping or double tapping, and that was really irritating. And then it was a bit old as well, so I upgraded to a better machine now. Um, so let's see if I will stop making a fool of myself. Um, right. So here we are. Back to adding SSH keys. Right. So we did that now, and I want to. Oh no, I need to add it to my SSE agent. Where eval start SSH ng agent. And then open SSH config. Right. Why would I use eval on this? But okay, let's play along. Let's play along. Okay, so we have a process ID. Okay. And then if it does open SSH, why would I want to open this? I don't. Okay. Does not exist. Okay. Create one. Okay. Just tell me why am I doing this? Before adding a new set to this, you should check for the when that is. Right. Well, uh, ID replacing. Open the. If you're not. What? What are you talking about? Open your SSH config. So create that, then modify the file. Okay. Um, so, all right. I'm just like. So, okay. So we have this SSH config thing. And then I want to, I just want to code this. I want to open. Well, okay. So perhaps. How does that open? Well, what if so? Fuck that. Fuck that. Let's just right. So code. Yeah, that's an empty file, right? Okay, so that's an empty file, and so host is the add keys to agent. Use keychain. I didn't use a passphrase. Identity file. And what is the identity file for me? That was the. Is the identity file. Let me just get this off screen. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. And it's actually called E25. It is actually called 25519. That's weird. But it says pub at the end. Okay, so okay. So I can just get this thing, add this thing, and I need to remove if you choose not to add, you should omit the keychain line. Okay, so let's omit the keychain. I didn't use a passphrase on this one, so that's all right. So save this, uh, and then I need to add this private key here. I was like, I thought this ID ED 25519 was some like a placeholder, but it's actually the name of the file. So that's okay. So let's get this back here, and let's see if this is identity added. Thomas at Craft Academy. Okay, nice. And then what else? Then I can go back to adding this to. Right, so I need to copy now this thing. Right, so now I need to copy this, and then okay, and then I need to go to go to settings, SSH key. Right, okay, now I know what to do. So let's see. We're gonna head back to my to settings, and what? Billing and plan. Right, there you go. And I need to add a new one, and I probably want to get this off the screen now. Hold on a second. I hope you guys are not offended that I don't trust you. Wow. What? I can't remember my password on GitHub. Uh, Oh God, I forgot my password on GitHub. How could I? Well, why? Yeah. Well, no. But I'm pretty sure. Oh shoot! I need to reset my password. I need to reset my password. Please solve a puzzle. Pick the bicycle. What are you fucking kidding me? Right. Hold on a second, boys and girls. Merde. That's so embarrassing. All right. So there we go. We need to sign in again. Right. Oh. What are you? Don't give me this. Don't give me this. There we go. Damn it. Right. We are back. We're back at this one. Okay. So. Um, right. Um, no. What? No. Please. I've just did this. Add. Your browser did something unexpected. What are you shitting me? Okay, let's do this again. Uh, right. You got an error doing that. Okay, let's. Okay. Let's just copy this again, and then. But that's not the. That's. I'm doing something totally wrong here. Wow. Okay, so not only did I f up my. Yeah, this is not the public key. This is not the key that we are looking at. I did something like completely, totally, super duper wrong. Why am I doing things wrong? Right. Yeah, I have it right here. Right. So, okay. Right. We're uh, losing a lot of momentum here. We're losing time on this one. This is really not what I would like to be doing at this point. Uh, So let's see if we can. So we generated this. Right, open touch to use. Right, so I probably need to use this keychain anyway. Uh, right, we're just gonna set this to true. Right, and then use key. Yeah. Damn it. What? No, this is not it. Fuck me. What the fuck am I doing wrong here? Oh shit. What the fuck am I doing wrong here? Oh, come on. Yeah, this is exactly what I was. It's supposed to Yeah. Open the file. So, what the hell? Oh god damn it. I am so. Oh gosh. I'm just messing things up, right? Oh, right. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Got it. I was really just not paying attention. Okay, let's see. Where were we? We wanted to. Right. Okay, so I think we're back in business now. Let's see if we can clone this guy again. Right, that's what I wanted to do. Right, so clear this up, and we're gonna do git clone this, and now we should be cloning. Good stuff. CD Pranzo. There we go. We're up and running. So I'm gonna run yawn, and I'm sorry about the confusion, people. Yawn is not in what? NVM list. Right, so we don't have the. Oh, wow. 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 Node is not okay. So I don't have Node installed on this computer. So how was I supposed to code without anything pre-configured? What was I thinking? How fun is this? So we're gonna say nvm. Nvm is a pack. Is a so Node is of course the Node runtime that you want to install. Now, nvm is a piece of software that, well, NVM stands for Node Version Manager, and that allows us to have multiple versions of Node installed. So we're going to say nvm add or install, or let's just do help. It was a while since I did this. Yeah. Install the latest, install Node. So I'm just going to install the latest one. Yeah, nvm install Node. that installs the latest version of Node, and we'll see if that's going to work. Now, you can always install different types or different versions of Node using NVM. So this pretty much, if I do Node version now, we have 15.13.0, which is good, right? And so I think I need to see, because I want to use Yarn on this project, and I do not have Yarn installed. So I think I need to. I'm rooting for, you know, npm install global. Let's see. What is do? Can I do npm? Right. So install Yarn installation. Oh, yeah, I can install it with Homebrew. Okay. Yarn. Uh, version. Right. Yeah, I can just do brew install yarn, which is probably better for me than installing this over npm. It doesn't really matter so much, but we can uh, get into that probably. Uh, right, right. Uh, so that worked. Okay, so now I can just do a git fetch origin. What? Right. So why can't I do fetch origin? Don't I have git autocomplete? I should have git autocomplete. So git checkout. I know I don't. I haven't set up my aliases yet, and just t, and then I will say origin, and then vendor. Wow, come on! I need this gate autocomplete. What's wrong with me? Why can't I set everything up? Vendor can't set. Where is this? Uh, vendor can't set up account. View all branches. Right. Is this what I set up account? Can I do that? Right. Okay. Thank you. So we are on the right place now. We need to set up git autocomplete. So git autocomplete is a function that will allow me to tab my way through branch names and or remotes and stuff like that. It's very handy, and also git commands. All in all, very handy. I had it on my old computer. I apparently don't have it here. Anyway, let's run yarn. I am 40 minutes into my coding session, and I haven't written a single line of code, which is embarrassing. It's just truly embarrassing. But hopefully, when I run this now, I will be able to run my specs and see if we can get this thing off the ground somehow. Um, mm, and yeah, right. Still waiting. There we go. There we go. There we go. Bum ba dum. And for, you know, situations like this, I should have a list of small talk that I can use. So when I'm installing software, I can just say some random stuff. So one thing that I could say is that I am involved in an online um, coding society or community, rather, not society. Society looks so weird. That is called Agile Ventures. It's one of the sponsors. Well, sponsors. It's. I'm not getting anything for it, but I just truly enjoy Agile Ventures. Agile Ventures is a community for of people uh, that are targeting um, developers that would like to get involved in something more than just tutorials and online courses. We have a set of teams here. Apparently, this changed recently, which is a bit interesting. Uh, so, if you want to practice your coding skills and get involved in real projects, then definitely check out Agile Ventures, and you can collaborate on open source, and that's really nice. It's a nice society, nice people, uh, and I can tell you a lot about Agile Ventures if you're interested, because a lot of things that I picked up that I learned comes from that society. Been around. I've been a member since 2013, which is a long time. So yeah, check it out. AgileVentures.org. I'm gonna actually put this in my chat here. There we go. Yes. And also, just for your info, the project that we are building is this one. It's actually deployed. So um, uh, today's project is this. Right. So check it out. Anyway, I think we're done. Yay, we're done. This means that in principle, we can just open this up in our dev, so code, and we have that code base. And that's not bad. For 43 minutes into my coding session, I'm finally able to get my code up and running. How swell is that? I have some scripts here, and I do start right. So I'm just gonna Cypress start silent. I'm just gonna modify this silent, and I'm gonna run my Cypress tests. To see if we are doing good on this or not. Where's my music? There's no music. Where's my Spotify? Okay. No Spotify? No? Or am I just not hearing it? Or that's weird. No. Desktop audio is like totally silent. I don't understand why that is. But anyway, let's not dwell on that. No, I want to dwell on that actually. Something went totally wrong here. Oh God. Anyway, let's go into Cypress. It's more interesting than music. Well, music is also interesting, but So this is the Cypress runner that you get when you open it up first. You see here in my terminal, um, I'm doing this at this point. It and again, it was the first time I ran Cypress on this computer. But here you get a list of all the integration specs that I've written so far, and so I'm going to run all of them. and then when I start to work, I will actually stop running every single one, but rather go into running individual specs. It's better. Like the one that I'm currently, that targets the part of the application that I'm currently working on. Now, the good thing with Cypress is, of course, that you can interact with your application as it stands. I have a failing one, but that was predicted. Right, so we couldn't run this. Right. Now, there's a reason why only these guys are running, so let's check it out. We have our Cypress tests, integration specs, and user can. Right. So let's see. There must be an, like, first of all, I can get rid of all of this because I already have that in the second test file, so I can get rid of that. Right, and then we can go over here and remove this dot only. When you, I can make this a little bigger for you. When you add only to your it block, so the building blocks of a Cypress test is the describe blocks, the before actions, after actions, and also your it blocks. The it blocks are where the actual test case is happening. So if you say it dot only, then Cypress will limit the runner to only run that particular one in your test file, and that's pretty good for many reasons. Now since I removed it, the entire test suite will be run, and you can see that here, and we are hopefully in a green state for most of parts, but I do have some failing tests. Yes, these are the ones that I was supposed to work on before I totally effed up everything, and yeah. But let's see. Okay, so we have that up. Right. I think I understand why my my music went silent. So there is something with the streaming business that is a bit weird. It eats shitloads of internal memory, and I don't know if it's me not having a proper configuration or what have you, but you know, some things are simply not working. So I was down to 35 megabytes of internal memory, and I don't think my computer is interested in outputting any audio when you have this low internal memory, you know, currently, or at this particular point. So what I do have now is so I'm using a piece of software that's called Clean My Mac that can actually free up memory on runtime, which is kind of good. But I think this one is also eating a bit of memory, I guess. So let's see if we can make sure to fix this thing. So we want to run this one only, and it is expected, so unsuccessfully can also by providing an already registered vendor name already vendor can also by providing right, so we can say providing an already is expected to render an error message, right. And so we want to get that as an error, and we're not getting that. So data, he says that data registration message, but never found it. So okay, so we need to go into that folder, into that form, sorry. So we're going to components, and we go to content, and we go to registration form. And we want to finally, right. So we have a vendor create, and that's where we are dealing with this creation. So we're gonna have to take a look at the vendor, but then I think I can have a catch block here. Can I have a catch block here? Am I catching something? Because I want to prevent, so I want to close the model if everything is okay. So that's why I'm using finally here. But I think I could say catch and then response. That would be this, right? And so here I want to set a debugger, right? Because I want to make sure that I am not responding in the wrong way. Let's see what I just got a Slack message that I need to respond to. In the ATM. Right. 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 Yeah. Right. Yes. Well, so the question is, a student of mine is asking me what if he should include user stories in the README file. Well, I will just answer him that yeah, your README should be as specific as detailed as possible. So I would include them. Right. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can. So we're catching a problem here, and if everything is okay, I'm just closing the model, because everything is dealt with. Everything else is dealt with by Redux, so I'm dispatching the current user and all of that stuff. But here I will not dispatch anything, or I will probably, but we'll see about that. Let's have a look at the vendor modules. Where are we? Services, perhaps. Right. So we have to vendor.js, and here, right. So this is like some leftover shit from my bug hunt. And by the way, I was getting into all sorts of errors. That was what I was supposed to talk about. I was getting into all sorts of errors with this network call and the stubbing and all of that stuff. That got me really off track, and it just proved that, you know, at the end it was just a simple mistake from my side, because I was doing something with Redux that I wasn't supposed to do. I was dispatching an action type that wasn't defined in my reducer, and that for some reason, and I still haven't figured out why that is, but that for some reason stopped my stopped Cypress from properly stubbing out things. It worked. Yeah, it's a long story, but I was like in a really bad place for a few hours. But I'm in a much better place now. I can remove this commented out code. This is exactly what I'm doing here. But we have an error handler, right? So I should probably return an error here. And thank you for the follow. Krunal Shah, is that the proper way to pronounce that? Nice to have you with us. This stream has been a bit of a mess because I totally came in unprepared to this stream with a lot of you know, I'm shifting my computers from one MacBook to another for various reasons, and 50 minutes in, I'm just getting started because I, you know, run into all different kind of shitty situations. But anyway, welcome. I am dispatching the error handler now, so I need to just get into this action. The error handler in the root reducer is that we are just setting error message to action payload. Right. So the question is, should I raise an error here, which probably would be not a bad thing, but perhaps I don't have to do that. I could, in principle, just set, oh shoot, message, error message. Yes, we're subscribing to error message. So we could say that if there is an error message, I can have a conditional here. Let me see here. Let me just set the debugger here. I don't think I'm going to use this catch block for anything, but let's just try this now. We're going to open up DevTools here, make this a little bigger. Can I get rid of this? Can I please get rid of this? I don't need this for anything. Right. Make this a little bigger, perhaps. Right. The good thing with Cypress is that we can actually use our developer tools, which is a good thing for us because it will help us a lot in our development. Apparently, I need to move this a little like this. Right. Okay. So let's run this test again, and the debugger should kick in one way or another, hopefully. There we are. But where are we? Well, we have an unprocessable entity. That's okay. So let's release this. And we actually have vendor name is taken. Look. And it shows for a second. And then if I step forward, then this set open false will kick in. Like, boom. Right, so we have to prevent that set open false from happening. Okay, so that's okay. So I think we're on a good path here. Again, I don't think I'm gonna use this this catch thing. So I could say, well, first of all, I could probably change this to then, but that's another question, another thing. Let's see, we could say if error message, no, if we don't have an error message, then we close this. Right. And we don't really care about the response either, to be honest. Let's see. Let's run this. Right, that was, we're in the catch. Right, so we can remove that. Shit, that wasn't it. Because we can't really dispatch that, because then we are really, well, that's not really what I'm looking for either. So so let's run this again and let's take a look at the response. Right, let's see. And so here we are, let's have a look at the action. What? What? We are, oh, we're in the error. Right. So, okay, so we're not in the error, response, request, response, data message. Right. Oh, sorry. Right. Vendor name is taken. So we are getting that particular thing. So that's not bad. And let's just see if that's what we're using here on the vendor error response data message, right? And so we know that this is happening, so we can remove that, and then we're gonna have to go to the root reducer, and this error message is right. So we're dispatching this, and now so the dispatch is okay. This is actually working. So at this stage we're okay. And so what happens afterwards? So let's just step forward. But error message is undefined? Are you shitting me? But error message shouldn't be defined. Error message, it's undefined? Why is it undefined? It should be not undefined. It should not be undefined. So window, can I say store? Can I do that? No? Yeah, when store get state, and we have the locale, and we have the error message here because it has been set. Right. And it is the, and so why are we not, so why isn't the error message set here? Yeah, because no vendor name. Let's what are we displaying here on this registration form? If error message, right. So perhaps that's not what we want to do. We actually want to respond with something here from the vendor. We don't dispatch. Yeah, well, boom. Could we do something like could we do something like this? Return, return, and then a block success. True, and then return success. False. Could we do something like that? Is that okay? I don't know. It feels hacky. Uh, right. So here on this form, we could do something. A response. Finally, response if response if response else set success if right false true. Well, I probably don't want yeah. Oh, let's see. The only problem I have now is that I don't want to close this model, right? And now it doesn't. What's wrong? Why? Response is undefined? Are you really? Or is it? Should I use then? Okay, let's put a debugger here. Right, let's do this. Right. Right. So it's then. I can't use finally on this one. That's the problem. So right. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're actually doing something good now, but I'm not sure. Let's remove this parentheses. We want to go into a little bit of poetry mode. If response success, then set open false. Okay, all right. I'm good on this, and let's go to the reducer. An error message should be like backticks. And we can say we couldn't do that, and then we're just gonna say, can we do that? Can we just wrap this in? Yes, we could. All right. No, we probably don't want to do that. We probably don't want to do that here. That's because. And should I even call it error handler? Shouldn't I call it something else? Hello, Agile Ventures. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you are good. Great to have you around, and make sure to spread the word, spread about us at Agile Ventures moving into into streaming. Um, you know, we're still in very humble beginnings at this point, but hopefully we will get into some more nice action. Let's get rid of this, and we need to when we dispatch. Where do we dispatch? Here we go. Payload. So we can say let message equal, and then this, and then we just say we just move this, copy this into this ternary, and then we say message. Right. Uh, right. Righty. Oh. Uh, right. Let's run this. Let's run this. Da-da-dum. And we are going green on this one. Awesome. Uh, right. Right. We could probably build in a different validator and all of that stuff, but for now, this will do. This will do, or this will have to do. It will have to do. Um, and we are here. We are gonna run the entire spec because we need to make sure that the other one is actually running. So we can go to our feature test and we can remove the only here and we can run the whole enchilada to see what's going down. And we have our test passing for us. So far so good. Yeah, we looks like we're going. Now this is the crucial one. It went green as well. Awesome. This is pretty much what I wanted to do with this particular feature at this stage. Now the problem will of course be on the back-end side because we're gonna have to do as a so this kind of request that we are making, where we are submitting both the business information and the user info, we probably need to override parts of the registrations controller or what have you. Now, what I'm doing at this point is I'm hitting the vendors function, and that is probably not really the appropriate function that we want to call on. Why is this showing all the time? Shouldn't this be like hidden? Oh, there it is. We should probably deal with this slightly different on the back end, which is probably what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to move to the back end part at this point and do a little bit of Rails development. Let's see if we need to. So am I using Faker? I'm not using Faker, so I can get rid of this import. Right. Yeah, I know, Rails. So let's just clean up some stuff. I just want to take a look if I have a lot of commented out code and unformatted code before I make a commit. So I am vendor cannot set up a duplicate profile. Right. Yeah, I should probably extract this to a helper method, but that's okay for now. I'm using interceptors in this one nowadays because CI server and the CI route is no longer available. So, and I also, I in this particular test, I'm storing this interceptor in in um, in a variable, and I'm actually using it here on line 38. So we want to check that the error request response status code equals 422. So it's not a bad test. I'm gonna do a little bit of refactoring here. Well, just new multi-line uh, issues. I like to separate that. Um, right. Uh, right. So I like this actually. So it kind of tells me that the application is making a request like this. It's it's um, it's not really, in my opinion, the responsibility of an end-to-end test, to be completely honest, uh, because this one does require a lot of knowledge about what's going on in the back, and it's a little, I don't think we should actually do this kind of things, but I've done it, so fuck it, right? I can do whatever I want to do. Right, so this one is okay, so I can close this one. Let's have a look at this one. Should contain, right. So now that I have, actually, if I have this one, so I can just be a bit lazy and copy this, and I can say that this interceptor could be added as so for request, successful request, and then we could say that here successor should have a 200. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. It does. We got 200 on this one. Good stuff. Right. So a little bit. Why am I using 2 before each? Isn't that like weird? It is weird. Again, I've been messing around a little bit on this one, so I probably want to move these up here, get rid of this extra before each, and also I probably want to, no, I can keep it around like this. So I have a right, I should probably move this cannot set up into the same thing, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Can't set up. No, let's keep it. Let's keep it like that. I don't want to mess around with this now. All right, so here we're okay. Model should exist. Check UCOD button. What is this? Toggle visual validation model can be toggled. Oh, okay, I got it. Should not have class. This okay. This one is okay. But let's have a look if we have any commented out code or any bullshit here. Yes, we do. We are not dispatching anything from here. We're not using state in this one, so we can, whoops. Yeah, we're not using dispatch, so we can get rid of that. Right. And also I'm just gonna move these to the bottom. I'm gonna rearrange this. So that's okay. Then, yeah, this will do. Okay, and then finally on the vendor we could use this like this, HTTP from the store from configure. Okay, good stuff. Right, so we can safely just create a PR. Where are we? Right, so we have here, not well, the pull request is already, I guess it's already created, but I'm just gonna add this, and then it says I can do, what can I do? I can do fixes sad path testing, displays error message from network from server on registration form. Right. There we go. Right, and then we can just push to, and we're gonna push to origin, and I can't really merge this now. Yeah, why not? I can't really publish this yet because we don't have that endpoint on the back end yet, and we are, well, I am not using a staging server because I'm sloppy. Could you say that? Yeah, I guess you could. So I don't have a staging server, which means that if I push this up now, this will actually go to production, and this would break the whole fucking thing. We don't want that. So yeah, let's have a look at this one. Vendor can set up account. Seems to be some sort of a oh yeah, I'm deploying a preview. That's nice. Yeah, so I would set up an intermediate, like I would set up a Heroku server, or actually well, yeah, I would set up a Heroku server for the API, and then I would have another Netlify instance for this development branch, and then I would probably set up a situation where we have like the production website and the production API being deployed from master. So I can just show you, we have another system, and I think, you know, the one, the This Is Code platform. So if you look at the client side here, I have a development branch, but I also have, I have a misspelled development branch apparently, and I have a master branch, right? And so on this, the master branch is basically used. So what we do, so the development branch is the default branch of this repository, and then we create pull requests from the development to master, and merge it in. I think we use a similar setup for the website one back in the days, at least. I don't know if that's still the case, but we used that before. So that's nice. Yeah. By the way, Mike, I'm gonna set up a meet if you want to drop in and say hi. I don't know if you can do that. Let's see if we can get you on audio. Right. So I'm gonna turn off my cam. For audio, live participation, join this. Right, so if you want to join in and actually talk to me, or you or anybody else who is watching, that's perfectly fine to do that. And I know that we've experimented with this before. Let's see if we can get that to work. Another thing is that we could set up. So here we go. Hello, Mike. Can you hear me?
Hey Thomas, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing all good. Let's see if I can lower the music a little bit so I can hear you properly.
Okay.
Let's see.
Good though.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. How have you been, brother?
I have been great, thanks. Yeah, just lots of stuff here.
It is. I can
Yeah,
understand that. I understand that.
yeah.
I understand that. And I
Maybe I
was.
probably need to get a more quiet room. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be off for just 2 minutes.
You're doing a lot of work from home, right? So
Yep.
you probably want and kids are kids. That's the way it is. So don't worry about it. It is what it is. So I'm gonna run my specs, uh, the entire suit, because I saw some red stuff coming up, which was a bit worrying. Uh, so bum ba Are we going green? Okay, we're going all green. All right. So let's just check one last time if we have anything, and no changes, no changes. Everything is up. Uh, where's my oh, there it is.
You want to share your screen?
uh, um, if I do that, then probably my stream will suffer. So I think it's better if you
Oh,
continue to
okay,
watch the
yeah.
stream, because
All right.
now that I am on a sole computer, I'm streaming from home, so I don't have the streaming PC available. Then I think uh, my performance would suffer heavily. So uh,
No worries. I'll watch the stream. I think the only problem is that it delays a little bit.
yeah,
The
yeah.
audio. Yeah,
I think we're
but
like
I can follow.
yeah. I think you can get by on that. I think we have like 3-4 seconds delay. Not It shouldn't be that much, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, right. Let's see. Again, I am on um, on the yeah. I have to move over to the back end now. Exactly. So I have this. The name of this project is actually called Bocado API, for some reason spelled with a K that it didn't mean. It because we originally started to write this API um, for another restaurant, and then we kind of expanded this to this Pranzo system. So the naming is a bit off. Let me just see how it is with forks. Yeah, so I have my own fork of this, so I can clone this one actually, and let's stop this. So we're gonna leave the Pranzo front end for a while, and then we're just gonna cd into projects. And why is this such a shitty? I should have another. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Well, I can do this from here actually, and then no, I just need to do this and then git clone, and get this thing off the ground, cd into this, and do bundle. Right. So we need to install this code base. Right. Your Ruby version is 3. Okay. So I have rvm list, and we only have three, but so I need 263. So I'm just gonna say rvm install uh, rvm Thomas. There we go. Right, so we need to install this Ruby version. And Mike, are you using NVM?
Yes, I use both NVM and RVM.
Good,
Um,
good. Joe, I just want to check because I know a lot of people that are not using NVM for some reason. NVM is great. It's really good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this I need to find the name again. I'm bad at names.
Version
So there's this that
managers.
helps. There's this version manager that helps you manage everything. ASDF, yeah, it's called
Mm.
ASDF. So ASD, with this ASDF, you can do um, you can manage Node, you can manage
Yeah,
Ruby, you can
yeah,
manage Elixir, you can manage all of them,
yeah, yeah,
Python, and yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But
No,
yeah,
that's really good. Hold on a second, Mike. Hjälte Davis, vad sa du?
Mamma har vaknat och hon vill gärna ha lite kaffe.
Vill du ha kaffe? Okej, men då ska jag se till att fixa detta. All right. Uh, while this is installing, Mike, I need to take 2 minutes. I need to fix coffee for my wife. I promised her coffee when she woke up, and so I need to fix that apparently. So let RVM install Ruby. I'll be right back with you. Okay. And in the meantime, perhaps you can tell our audience of three about Agile Ventures. I was pushing Agile Ventures earlier on in this stream, but uh, it's worth repeating actually. All right, but it's up to you, of course. I'll be right back
yeah.
with you guys.
All right, yeah. Thank you, Thomas. So yeah, a lot of background noise there. So that's what happens in these times. Um, so so yeah, just to speak about Agile Ventures. So Agile Ventures, we are an open source community, um, and what we do is um, uh, uh, try bridge the gap between tutorials and working on real projects. So we work on lots of open source projects where our members just meet and pair program and um, learn by working on the open source projects that we have. And it's a very nice community. I've learned so much from it. Thomas has learned so much from it. And yeah, I think it's if we have a Slack that people can join and ask questions just by assigning to this website. Yeah, I just posted in the chat. And yeah, Thomas and I are kind of thinking of running I don't know whether to call it a micro boot camp or a mini boot camp.
I could you could say that. Yeah, I would say that a little bit of a mini summer camp, boot camp ish kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, what we are thinking of doing is to have a small class of students from all over the world, and we are going to work on some um, I will say intro to web development kind of thing until we get to a point of working on projects and
Hmm.
pairing with people. And we are Thomas is at the moment working on the curriculum, and then later when we go live, will be we'll just be working with our students and working on projects, having weekend hackathons and all that stuff, so we can just get uh, uh, to have fun and code with people and learn from everyone. So yeah,
Mm.
back to you, Thomas.
Thank you, thank you. That was a good intro to what we do at Other Ventures. I think it's it's really interesting. I mean, there's so many people that want to transition into programming and learn, and there's also so many people, out there that would like to share the knowledge. And so Agile Ventures is basically a platform where people can get together and learn together. And I love it. And as you said, Mike, I picked up a lot of things. Uh, a lot of things in my time of Agile in Agile Ventures. I recently browsed through my commit history on GitHub. And the first commit I made to an Agile Ventures project, Mike, was on September 30th, 2013. So that's a long time ago, That's
Yeah,
2013.
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the local support project that we worked on, and it's still around. But that website seems to be down. Is that project abandoned now, or what's going on?
the local support website.
Mm-hmm.
I We are hosting on local is kcsc.agileventures.org. So we are actually hosting it for just a particular customer
Okay.
who are just using the map features, and yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
this website that was built originally, so this is not working anymore, right? Because the harrow.org.uk, this is not
I probably I did find that when I joined.
right. Because I saw I saw this the other day. There was an application error running in the or something. So, but anyway,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
deal with this at some other point. But anyway, let's see. Where are we? We are here now. Your bundle is locked to My Magic, but the version could not be found in right in your gem file. If you haven't changed order, that means that out of menu is removed. You'll need to update your bundle to a version. Right, really? Didn't run into that problem before.
Maybe
So
maybe maybe you need to delete the log file.
yeah, you probably. I just gonna check what this gem is doing, because there is not a direct install. 043, and this is yeah. So I'm just gonna delete rm gem file lock. Right, and then we're gonna do bundle. Let's see. There we go. Oh, of course. Oh, Nokogiri went fast. That was fast. I'm just gonna see what March 03 show all versions. And it was complaining about what version, by the way? 035. There was a 035. So why couldn't it find it? That was weird. It doesn't matter. I just updated it to the latest, as you said, by removing the um, the gem file lock. And this is the first time. Again, as you know, um, I switched computers, so we might run into some Postgres issues. We'll see if that happens. Uh, we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, I always ask myself why Postgres is such a pain to get set up on.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of things going on with the Postgres. First, you have to set up the entire database, but also you have to run the server and service. So I I have this brew services list. So we are yeah, so the PostgreSQL is started, right? So we should be okay with that. When we say Rails, I need to create Rails DB create and DB. Well, let's just run this one at a time. Let's create a database, and we created that, and so Rails DB migrate, and that should be really. Oh, I'm on the master branch. Shit. Oh, Jesus. Git checkout. Oh, I haven't set that up out either. Checkout dash T origin development. Really? What are you talking about? Don't I have a development branch? Oh no, I don't. Okay. Well, let's see. What? It's a mess. Ah, okay. I was working against this one, right? So I need to add this. But here,
Do you have your branch misspelled again?
again. Thanks, Mike. Yes, but I probably do. And actually, there is no development branch on this one. Uh,
Okay.
there is. That's so yeah. Right. What the fuck is this? Right. So I need to do git remote add this. Well, uh, upstream git remote add apps. Right. And so git. I need to pull in upstream. Well, I need to fetch upstream first. Uh, right, and git pull upstream. Why don't I have git autocomplete set up? Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Probably
pro.
you need to get maybe z zit z shell or something.
Yeah, no, it should be. I should be okay with that. There we go.
Okay.
Hi there. Right, so I will just do bundle again, and I might get into the same issue that I just had, but
Later.
right. Uh, so I'm just gonna remove that again, and now I'm gonna run bundle, and we should be good. Right, should be okay. Right, and now I'm just gonna do run the migrations, and we're running into issues. Yes, the master key. Yes, the master key. uh, Old computer will come up again. So I need the master key, and it's not checked into version control. So I basically need to send it to myself one way or another. So I'm just gonna cd into this and cd Bocado API, and then code this, and I need the master
So
key.
what's the master key used for the secrets?
Yeah, for the secrets, right?
Ah, okay.
So and you don't want to check that into version control, of course, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
um, it's and so the thing is that if you look at this error message that we're getting, you just get an undefined method of an empty array for nil class, and this is very ambiguous, right? If you don't know that it's the master key, then you're fucked. Do you understand? Like, it doesn't really say that it's the master key, uh, but I
Yep.
recognize
Yep.
this from before, so I know that this is it. Uh, so I'm just gonna send it to myself in what, Slack, for instance. Right, do I have Slack somewhere here? Yeah, I do. So let's just send it to myself. Right. So I can close this, and we can go over to my Slack, and I can get the master key, and I'm gonna move this off camera. Well, I could, in principle, just yeah, I can close this one, and I can close this one, and I can just open this one in code. And so the master key is placed in the config folder, and you just call it. You just create a new file, and you just call it master.key like this, and then the content of the master key I'm gonna add off camera for security reasons, people. For security reasons. There it is, and I'm just gonna add it like this, and close this one now. So we should be good. This means that I should in principle be able to migrate my database now. Yes, and I should in principle be able to run RSpec. Thank you very much. That's what I want to do. Right, and so we probably won't be able to code much on this today, Mike, but I'm gonna brag a little bit, if I may. You know, bragging is not a bad thing sometimes, because I want to show you a method that I wrote for testing WebSocket output action cable. Have you used action cable at some point?
No, 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 I haven't.
Okay, so action cable is the built-in functionality in Rails for dealing with push notifications and WebSockets, right? So you can set up different channels. You've probably seen that when you scaffold a new Rails application, that it creates a lot of channels,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a default channel, right? So in this particular application, we're using this API is pushing out a notification whenever there is a new order that is being created. So one of the functionality of this API is to allow for a client application to display, dishes and products and stuff, and users can order them and create and purchase those dishes. So what happens is that an order is being created, and then there is another part of this application that is used by well, I'm going to deal with this in a second. So that is used by the kitchen, the people preparing the food, and so whenever an order is being placed, the kitchen needs to know about this, right? So we created a, a system to push out messages to that other client, to the kitchen client, whenever a new
yeah,
order is being created. And so, from a testing perspective, that was a little bit of a nightmare, because the action cable uh, library came in, and there are like built-in methods to test action cable, but that's mainly for unit testing and a little bit of integration testing. And I wanted to basically have a like an end-to-end matcher or function for this. Like, if this happens, then the notification channel should push out something, right? In
yeah,
this case, and so I had to build this by myself. But
yeah.
uh, I have a problem here uh, with this unknown option array. That's really weird, because this has been passing for me before. So I need to check out I need to take a look at the product spec. This is not a big deal, because we're only checking for a uh, specific data type on this one. So it's not a super big deal, but still, I don't like failing specs, and I also don't like when specs are suddenly failing for me. Do you understand? Like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah,
And he says he says that First of all, my color coding looks weird, but recently just uh, installed this VS Code. So let me just say RSpec snippets, RSpec focus, RSpec. No, let's. I don't think I have a Ruby linter at all. Um, and I don't Ruby. Right, so I can just install this one. I don't need this. Yeah, that's VS Code Ruby. I don't know which one is better for debugging. VS Code Ruby, automatic Ruby environment detection, lane support, Ruby. Right. I should be good with this. Just this one. Yeah. So at least I have some color
Yeah,
coding.
I'd choose the first one as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Okay, so with options array true, why is this not? So this is a shoulda matcher issue. So let's see. Just gonna go to shoulda matchers. Shoulda matchers. Shoulda matchers. Oh shit, I misspelled this. Right. So shoulda matchers is just an extension to RSpec. I don't know if you guys use it nowadays in Agile Ventures. I love it. Because then you can write very simple tests like this for regression specs, just checking the database. And
Yeah, they're great. Yes, we use them.
yeah, so with options, to assert that a column has been defined, right. So with options, precision limit, default, null, scalar, primary, precision, right, right. So he doesn't want me to run this, but I know that this has been working before, because this is it's not a new API, so I've used this setting before. Has this changed recently? Can I just check the history of this file? How do you become a matched? And in December 2020. But what changed? No, you know what? I'm gonna just check. I'm gonna check it differently. I'm gonna check it like, can we say blame? So yeah, this one's changed 7 years ago. You see, so this is not a big, this hasn't changed since I started to use this. So why am I, huh? Why, yeah. And I used this 7 months ago. This has been passing for me before. Do you understand? This is really weird, because let's see, can I have some like voucher variants? And why is this not? Oh shit. Specs for localized voucher design. Oh shit. Right, so I need, yeah. I'm gonna check out the voucher variants branch to see what's up there, So git fetch, git branch. Let's say what I only have, so git fetch or upstream, right? Okay. So all right. So let's see. Git push. Right. Git push. git push origin master first. Right, and then I'm gonna check out the voucher variants. Git checkout dash t upstream voucher variants. And I haven't set up. God, I don't have those abbreviations. This alias is set up yet. Right, so bundle should be okay, and I just run rspec again. This was passing for me
What
before.
what does the flag dash she do?
It says for a remote branch. So when you do a
Oh,
checkout dash t, then you can use let's see. Then you can use this notation where you say upstream slash and then the branch name, the remote and the branch name. So you get a
yeah,
direct mirror of a remote branch. Otherwise, you would have to create a new branch and then pull down that branch from a remote. This is a bit shorter. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Good. Right. We see if we get the same error message. I'm really puzzled by why this error message is showing, because I got this to pass like before. I would have spotted it before, and I didn't. So must be a breaking change. But apparently, this particular module haven't been touched for ages on Sudo matchers. You see, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah,
of primary scale, right? Oh, that's weird. So I wrote most of this myself, actually. Yeah, it's the same thing. Anyway, I will just remove that with options array true. But you know what? Let me just check that on that migration, or on that. Yeah, first let's just take a look at the voucher, which product. Sorry, at the product model. Right. So there's nothing here. That's okay. Uh, but on the migration, where's my DB? Where's my DB? Oh gosh. There it is. Right. Let's have a look. So it's services. Add services to product. Yeah. So it's an array true options. I don't know. I'm gonna remove that because it's failing. But the default should be just an empty array. So this should pass at least. Right, so it's line 11. Let's run this. Right. Type text. You see, there's of type text. And this is not what I want. This is not what I want. Of type text. Oh, should that be array? No, that would not work. No, because there is no such thing. Yeah, no, let's just keep it like this. It's in there like that. Anyway, I'm gonna have to take off soon, but look at this, Mikey. You have a request spec here, and we have, let's see, get order create. Yes, we have an order create endpoint here, right? And so in this spec, I'm telling the action cable server to start in test environment, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm doing my stuff. I'm creating some products, with some price and stuff. This I'm using factory bot here, nothing,
Yeah.
and this is a post request to this API orders, and so in my parameters, I'm just passing in two ID numbers on that ID. That's the way the client has access to the product information, and the only thing we're interested in passing into the server back to the server are the ID numbers of these products, because then we can find them, right? And so I'm
Yeah.
just checking whether there's a 201, uh, and we are expecting to create an instance of an order, if that is actually the thing, what we want to do, and we're expecting to have a total calculated on these items, right? So since we ordered product one and product two, right, that should equal to 15, because there's a price of 10 and 5, right? So the total order should be 15. And then we're checking whether we actually return this order, uh, and so on. But this is the interesting one. It is expected to dispatch a WebSocket message to kitchen notifications. And so here we're saying that expect channels kitchen notifications count to equal 1. It should have one outgoing message in that particular stream. Hello, David. Nice to see you. Wakey, wakey. Hope you're coding. Good stuff. There is a link to audio um, meet if you want to join in and say hi to Mike. Um, just join here if you want. Uh, anyway, so I'm actually counting the outgoing messages, and then I can also run uh, this assertion that I can parse this channel's message, and then that there is an incoming order. Do you understand? Uh, so this is pretty neat to be able to do this kind of things. I will just set a binding pry in just a second to do that. Well, I can do it now actually. So let's just set binding pry here, and I'm gonna run the one on 41. Right, so we can say rspec requests order 41. Right, so if we take a look at channels is the outgoing WebSocket message, and you see that is the first message is parsed. It's sent like a string, of course, because it's going through the network. So that's why I need to parse this
To JSON.
to JSON. So that's what I'm doing, basically
Mm-hmm.
this, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so I get this data message, right? And
Yeah.
so this is what the kitchen gets, basically a flash. There's an incoming order, and then they can update, because what we do on that client side, that if this message comes through, then that client is reloading the page, or resending the request to list all pending orders. Do you understand? And then they are then they get that on screen, basically, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
this little this is made possible by this, you know, this little module that I called action cable helpers, and you have channels, right? And
Yeah.
this line of code, Mike, this line of code took me 2 days to write. Um, it was totally
Wow.
undocumented how Action Cable Server is built up. So I had to manually dive through the implementation, and I was doing mistakes, took the wrong avenues, and and there are like hundreds of different methods you could bind to those objects, and you know sub methods and stuff like that. So it took me. It was like looking for a needle in the haystack because I didn't know how Action Cable was built. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it, but I read a lot of code and I had to go through massive amount of documentation and try and error stuff and so on. But this thing allows me to do this, to get this channels thing up, uh, and get that notification, get the information about what is being dispatched. Um,
Yeah.
actually, um, so that was a handful actually. And so here, in this particular case, we can also run, if the user that is placing the order is registered, it doesn't have to be registered in the system. Then we say just incoming order from, and then the user name, uh, if you look at line 86. But it's pretty cool. I'm very happy about this way of testing this thing. Uh, so that was a handful. Trust me, that was a
Yeah.
handful. Uh, but my problem now is
Is that failing test?
no, but now I'm good now. I should be okay now, actually,
Okay.
because I basically removed that assertion because I don't need to check for that. I will probably research uh, later on what I mean. It's not a very important assertion, so I'm not going to dwell on it. I will probably do this at some point, just to do a little bit of research why this happened and why
Yeah.
this error showed up. But I am in green state now. I'm just going to run through this again, so I can see that. But while this is uh, while this is running, I can just tell you that we have my Jessica. Kan jag få lite kaffe? Okej, jag har kopp här. Um, no, so as I was saying before, I have this situation on the client side where we are signing up a vendor, and I have a few vendor um, endpoints here. Well, actually, just two, right? So I have a vendor can be created, and when I was writing this, I kind of forgot that we can create a vendor, but we should also create a user when that vendor is being created, so that they can actually log into the application. And we're using device for authentication, or a variant of device that is for APIs. It's a token based device authentication, not authorization, authentication. And so when I want a restaurant to be able to be handled by multiple users, right? Let's say that you and I work on a restaurant, so we should be able to do this kind together, right? And I see that we have uh, Michael and GR1D99. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Uh,
Yeah.
nice to have you with us.
Yeah.
We're
Welcome to the stream.
welcome to the stream. Um, we're working on a Rails application at the moment. If you guys are into Rails, this is the place to be for now. But we're also doing React development on the client side, so we're building a API only thing. But anyway, so you and I might need to be able to work on the same restaurant, or administer that on the platform. So
Yeah.
so that's hi Gideon, nice to see you. Uh, so that's a little bit of a problem because in the on the feature that we
Oh
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually know Gideon from Agile Ventures.
Oh, hi Gideon. So you're an agile venturer. Nice to see you. Awesome.
Yeah. Maybe Gideon, Um, we have a meet we can share.
Yep. Let me just send that. Uh, if you want to join us with audio, you're welcome to join the Google Meet, Gideon. That would be nice. Uh,
Okay.
we're in for another 10, 15 minutes, but then I have to wrap up. But we're just getting into this domain, and we're talking a little bit about the application, how it is being structured. Now, so there is a problem here that we're not dealing with yet from the client side. So I have a controller here, which is of course vendor's controller, and I have a create action in the vendor's controller, right? And that's a pretty straightforward. Thank you, honey. That's a pretty straightforward endpoint. But the thing is that I can't really use that, or I have to think about how am I gonna use this one, because I want to be able to create the vendor, but I also want to create um, that user, and set up an account for him or her. So that's a bit of a problem, in my opinion. And also, there was this thing that is, yeah, no, on the model, on the vendor model, I am creating um, something that I call system user automatically. And the reason for that system user is because sometimes like things will be issued in that vendor's name. Uh, that's okay, Gideon. If you can't join, you can't join. Perfect. Welcome anyway. Um, so there will be things created by in the vendor's name that requires a current user or a user, So like vouchers and stuff like that and so on. So we needed to have, independently of what's going on, we needed a user instance to be attached to this vendor, to be associated with this vendor. So we create something that is called just system user with a specific role. And so I don't know really why I'm telling you this, but I am telling you this. But what I'm saying is that the 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 problem that I'm facing at this point is that I need to use admin timesheets users controller employee, but don't they have a, how the fuck am I authenticating users? What's going on here? I'm missing something here. Products, orders, application controller. Let's have a mount device host. Oh, I don't have any overrides. So I'm using this auth. But you should have like a registration controller. Shouldn't I have a registration controller that is an override? That's a bit of a, looks like a bit of a mess actually. Well, no, I'm just adding some attributes, like the name attribute in the application controller. So that's not really, I'm just configure permitted parameters, but apparently I'm using device out of the box. But shouldn't I like add a role to the user? What's yeah, it's coming from the gem itself. It's probably that. But you see that what happens when you don't write, when you work on a system for like 9 months or something. This was 9 months ago. I have my work cut out for me on this one. But I see I've been at it for 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is actually 15 minutes longer than I was anticipating. So I'm gonna give this some thought. This one is unfortunately closed sourced at the moment, So I can't really share that with you because there is a client underneath the hood somewhere. Um, but we can. I will continue to work on this tomorrow. But and I probably need to figure out, freshen up on this application a little bit to get started on this feature. But yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap this up for today. Unfortunately, it was a slow start. I think 30 minutes of this stream was spent on configuring my computer, which is pretty both annoying and also embarrassing. Um, because this shift from one MacBook to another wasn't really done. There's so many things you have to think about in order to set up a machine for development. So I apparently missed a few things, and I still see that I don't have like Git autocomplete and some other stuff set up. So that's a bit of a shame. But we made progress on the client side, and I do see here that I probably need to rethink certain things on my on my backend. I have user can authenticate, so that's perfectly fine, but we don't have a sign up feature at all yet. All the users at the moment, because this system is actually used in production um, already, but all the users are being set up directly by the admin in the database and not by the user interface. So I have a user can register. Actually, I do have that. So this one should be 201, by the way. Yeah, but I need to set up a user and register his business at the same time. That is my my objective, and that is what I will be working on tomorrow morning. Mike, uh, I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, sure.
We are up for a meeting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yeah, we are out for a minute. For a meeting tomorrow. It's 4 p.m. UTC.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. For right, exactly. We just moved to daytime savings. So we are in Sweden. We're UTC plus 2 nowadays. Right. So it's gonna be 6 o'clock UTC on my side. And you are, what are you? You're 3 hours ahead, right?
yeah, I'm UTC plus 3, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be 7
Exactly.
p.m.
7
tonight.
p.m. Right.
Yeah,
And tomorrow at 8 a.m., which is 9 o'clock your time, I will be online again to work on this. And I was thinking we should work on that Agile Ventures project we spoke
project.
about.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you online later tonight?
Yes, yes, I'm online later tonight.
Okay, so I will ping you, and let's make a stream out of that. That's an open source project, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Then we can. Should we try to? Well, let's hook up. Let's talk about it. We could stream this on the Agile Ventures channel. Uh, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
sure.
we can think about that, um,
Yeah,
and that would be great, actually. So we can put in a few hours of worth of work on that one, so we get that out of the way. And tomorrow
yeah,
morning, I will be returning back to this Rails API
yeah.
to see what's going on. Uh,
Right.
right. Um,
Yeah. So
let's
Ethan,
see.
Ethan wanted to play on that as well. So maybe I'll ping him. So I'll ping him if he wants to join our stream tonight.
Once again.
Um, Ethan pinged me about pairing on that project as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just let him know.
yeah. There was a lot of CSSing involved in that one, right?
Yeah. CSS.
Yeah, that's it is what it is, right? We probably
Yeah.
That's a time-consuming business, but hopefully we can, um, you can get that thing off the ground. Let's see, guys, if we can. Um, there are many other streamers that stream technology. Uh, so let's see if we can make somebody happy here. And let's see if we can
Yeah.
let's see how do I do this? I haven't done this before. Uh, so uh, let me just go to I'm still learning Twitch, okay? It is what it is. Why don't I just go to the main page and we have one guy that is called I Develop Things. He's a nice. He does a lot of good coding, and at the moment he's coding in TypeScript and Node. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's nice thing. Let's see. Let's go to Stream Manager, and we can do. Let me finish. Let me. Oh gosh, how do I do this? I know I do. I was thinking about giving him the token of appreciation. I know that he's doing great things and he's a very generous guy. Uh, so I was thinking we could actually raid him. Uh, actually, we could raid him. Permit right reset remove. And how do we do raids? I know that we can do raids here. Uh, uh, mm, mm, mm. Does anyone know how to raid? Um,
I'll have to Google.
I know how it is.
I'm
I
not
see
sure
that
if
here now.
calling.
I see that here.
Is it raid like raid?
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's what it is. Right. So we raided this guy. In 2 seconds, we're going over there. Um, and thank you very much for this particular session. I see you guys later. Now, if you want to know more about TypeScript and things, go on and make sure to stick around with I Develop Things. He,
All
uh,
right.
it's a
Yeah.
great thing. Right. Let's see if that still works. Right. Okay. I think that's about it from me.
Thank
Uh,
you, Thomas.
thank you. So long. Cheers.
All right.